Ready to escape into a world of enchanting pixels? What is it, my peeps? And today we're going to be reading Welcome to the World of Sonic. Hey there, Speedster. Nice of you to stop by. It's me, Sonic the Hedgehog. I've had quite a few adventures in my day and met a host of wacky characters, including the occasional vile, villainous villain. How many of my adventures do you remember? Today I thought I'd take a leisurely stroll at 2,000 miles per hour down memory lane and visit some of my coolest and most epic adventures, so come along with me. Let's see if you can keep up. There's all the Sonic Adventure promo images right there. There's Sonic's stats. Who am I? I'm Sonic, the fastest thing you've ever seen. It's no coincidence that I'm the star of the show, because I'm the coolest, the toughest, the best, and the most modest. I love hanging out in nature and living by my own rules. I try to mind my business, but when I see cute animals in trouble, I can't help myself. I have to help. If Dr. Eggman gets in my way, you can bet there'll be Hedgehog to pay. By what alliterative analysis is Sonic known by? The blue blur. Not only am I fast, but when the going gets tough, I get fighting. I've had to face more than a few giant robots on my adventure. Dr. Eggman can't seem to take a hint, and I picked up more than a few signature moves from all those battles. Spin Dash. My Spin Dash attack is a lot like throwing a baseball. First, the wind up, then the pitch. When I want to pick up speed, before I start rolling, I'll crouch to a ball and spin in a circle. When I let loose, everyone better get out of my way, because my quills will cut sharper than a buzzsaw. Homing attack. When I'm in midair, I can zero in an enemy and perform a homing attack. I can walk onto an enemy robot and knock them right in the bolts. I'm like a heat-seeking missile, except I'm blue and a hedgehog. Supersonic. With the power of the Chaos Emeralds, I can become supersonic. Super me is just like regular me, except way more powerful and way more yellow. You kind of forgot about, and here's all the PNG, or popular PNG images you can find online. Hey Sega, you kind of forgot about the hyperform. Anyway, so now we move on to Tails. Here's his stats. Hi, I'm Tails. But you probably could have guessed that from my two tails. I've stuck with Sonic through thick and thin. I've helped him get around, fix things when they broke. And I've even joined the battle when my best buddy Sonic was in a jam. I've got a few adventures of my own, too. What is the name of Sonic's red and white biplane that Tails likes to fly? Tornado. Also, can I just say that Tails Traveler might have been a reference to Traveler's Tales? And the Red Baron is an actual real plane. Could you imagine if the Red Baron was in the Sonic universe? Anyway. Knuckles the Echidna. There are his stats up there. Anyway. I'm Knuckles, the Echidna. With my spiky adventures and superhuman strength, I can climb over any obstacle. People say I'm gullible, but I'll never again believe Sonic when he tells me my shoe is untied. Not one more time. My sworn duty on Angel Island is to protect the Master Emerald. I won't be distracted. That said, whenever a friend is in danger, you can count on me to dig to the rescue. Nice reference to Sonic Adventure 1 there. Floating Island. Knuckles was born and raised on a beautiful island that floats high in the clouds. The island contained many different environments, like sandy deserts, snow-capped mountains, and lush forests. Knuckles is the guardian of the Master Emerald, which is the source of the island's floating power. Without the Master Emerald, the island would fall into the ocean. Sega, it's actually called Angel Island, not just Floating Island. But okay then. Master Emerald. The Master Emerald is a gem of phenomenal power that can balance the power of the Chaos Emeralds if they get out of control. Knuckles is sworn to keep the Master Emerald safe. Which of these is one of Knuckles' special talents? Really? Treasure hunting? I guess that's the right answer on this page. I would have thought they would have mentioned, like, his digging or gliding or climbing. Interesting. Amy! Here's Amy's stat. Here's her stats. Okay, I just want to point out one thing about the stats. Wait, not telling. That's actually funny. Anyway, hiya, I'm Amy. Isn't that Sonic so dreamy? Oh, I forgot. This was before Amy kind of went through a recession of her own about not doing that. Anyway, Hiya, I'm Amy. Isn't that Sonic so dreamy? If I can ever get him to slow down, we might be able to go on a date someday. Aha! All I have to do is kidnap Amy, and Sonic will fall into my clutches when he tries to rescue her. Don't even think about it, Eggman. Nobody messes with Sonic or me, or they'll have to answer to my Pico Hammer. I'll get them a pathunking. Which is one of Amy's hobbies? I think it's B. I think. I actually don't know. If anyone, okay, I'm gonna say B. But if anyone knows the correct answer, sound off. The genuine correct answer to this. Sound off in the comments. But yeah, I'm picking B for that one because it's reference Sonic C. Aha! Here's my favorite character, Shadow. Status unknown. Humph, where am I? My name is Shadow. I'm Shadow the Hedgehog. But what happened? Maria? I can't remember anything. Sonic, right. I'm Sonic's rival. Where is he? I need to fight him. Don't I? Why am I so confused? Oh yeah, they're doing the whole amnesic thing from Sonic Heroes. Wait, no. Yeah, Sonic Heroes. This is basically a Sonic Heroes reference down there. Anyway, Project Shadow. This is a Sonic Adventure 2 reference, and that sign, I think, is from Sonic Generations. Dr. Eggman's grandfather, Professor Gerald Robotnik, attempted to use Project Shadow to create a formula capable of achieving immortality. He wanted to save Maria, his granddaughter. The project resulted in the creation of Shadow the Hedgehog, among other things, including the Bio-Wizard. Anyway, what is the name of the space colony where Shadow was created? That's easy. Ark. Oh, they do reference the... Wait, Jupiter. Why would they put that? And what is Comet 2? Anyway, they did put the Bio-Wizard down there as a reference. But yeah, the correct answer for this one is C. Silver. Here we go. Sonic's friend. That's funny. So yeah, here's his stats. Time-traveling Hedgehog Silver here. Oh, jeez. When I first met Sonic, I thought he had destroyed my world, so I went into the past to defeat him, but then I realized that he was trying to save the world, just like me. We worked together and saved the day. Now I help Sonic and his other friends fight the good fight and set things right. I could totally see Silver saying all this in a game. My powers are different from most. I don't rely on physical strength, but the power of my mind. I can lift heavy objects, make myself levitate, and focus powerful blasts of energy to obliterate my enemies, just by thinking about it. So don't mess with me. Dig it? What word describes Silver's ability to lift heavy objects and levitate, which is mine? Telekinesis. That's easy. Blaze. Weight unknown. I mean, that would make sense. Okay. Hi there, Scholar. Hi there, Scholar. It is I, Blaze the Cat. As you may have suspected from my previous statement, I am indeed a cat. I am also an imperial princess from a parallel dimension, and the protector of the Soul Emeralds. I am sworn to carry the burden of these unique emeralds, which are similar in many respects to the Chaos Emeralds. I will use my fire powers to defeat all enemies. Come at me. I wield a precious artifact called the Jeweled Scepter. For centuries, my family has guarded it from evil. The scepter can be used to harness the power of the stars, but I don't know its true power until Eggman Nega and Dr. Eggman tried to steal the scepter from me. Blaze appears in Sonic and the Black Knight as Witch Knight of the Round Table. I actually don't know this one. I'm gonna go... Okay. I'm gonna say C. But again, if any of y'all know the correct answers to any of these questions, sound off in the comments. Cream the Rabbit. Who wants ice cream? I am cream. That makes sense for her to say that. I could totally see her saying that first part in a game. Anyway, thanks for coming to talk with me. I see you've met my friend Blaze, but have you met my buddy Cheese? He's a Chao. My mother is Vanilla. When my friends are in danger, I can swoop in to help them by flapping my ears like big wings. People say I'm as sweet as cream, but I think I'm bold, like a big bold flavor. Whoops, careful where you stepped. I dropped some ice cream over there. Honestly, that would make sense for Cream to like ice cream. I mean, her mother's name is Vanilla. Anyway. Cheese is a child, Chao, and Cream's best friend. They often work together to attack enemies. Cheese can fly through the air and launch himself like a missile with his stylish bow tie. Cheese is always ready for action. What is the name of Cheese's sibling? Oh. Cheese has a sibling? I'm gonna go with either B or C on this one. Again, I actually don't know that one either. Vector, the crocodile. Oh yeah, time to rock out. I can totally see Vector being a rock star. I'm Vector, the leader of the Chaotix and founding member of our detective agency. Some people say I can be a bit gruff and hot-headed, and that's true, but you won't find a crocodile who cares more about his fellow animals than doing the right thing. I could totally see Vector as like a... Never mind. You'll never catch me without my trusty headphones. With these high-tech babies, I can listen to music, any music, and sing along. Of course they put headphones on him. Whether I'm spinning, slamming, chomping, or breathing fire, I guarantee I'll make short work of the competition. What surprising role did Dr. Eggman play in the Chaotix Detective Agency story in Sonic Heroes? He was their... Wait. I think he was his client? It wouldn't have made sense to be their partner. It wouldn't make sense for him to be their landlord, because obviously... And it wouldn't have made sense for him to be their cab driver. So yeah, client, because, yeah, detective agency. Detectives work with clients. I should know because of Batman. Anyway, Charmy Bee, serious. You're surprised to see me. And admitted, you've heard the buzz. I'm Charmy Bee, member of Chaotix Detective Agency and a good pal of Vector and Espio. I can fly, I can hum, I can even stick eyeing my baddies with my stinger. Bzzz. Oh, there we go. Not only can I fly at super speedy speeds, but I have the ability to flower warp as well. That's when I teleport from one flower to another instantaneously. While aboard the Space Colony Ark, Charmy saved the world by sticking his stinger into what? Computer. Had to have been a computer, right? Dr. Eggman. Honestly, that would have been funny. But yeah, probably computer. Espio the Chameleon. Espio here, detective and ninja. Do not expect me to speak at great length, for it is my role as a silent and stealthy individual to speak only when necessary. Am I the brains of Team Chaotix? I'll never tell, but as a master of ninjutsu, I can assure you that I'm a valued member of our detective agency. As a speedy member of my team, I can run fast and create whirlwinds. Stay out of my way if you don't want to get caught in my updraft. Who helped Espio when he sneaked into the Mad Matrix? Oh yeah, Shadow! Because Mad Matrix is from Shadow 05, so it must have been Shadow. Rouge the Bat. Friend of Knuckles. Okay. Are they friends? It's never really established that they're friends. Okay. Oh, hello! It is I, Rouge the Bat. Expert treasure hunter and sometimes ally of Sonic. Also government spy, jewel thief, and... incorrigible flirt. Whatever that means. On Team Dark, I do the flying, and I'm delighted to help in any way I can, as long as the task involves collecting emeralds. I do love the way they shine. I often work as an agent for hire for GUN, the Guardian Units of Nations, who answer to the President of the United Federation. Basically, again, GUN is basically Sega's equivalent of the Japanese and American military, and United Federation is Sega's equivalent of the USA. I thought that was interesting to mention. Anyways, when robot beetles and other high-powered weapons can't do the job, I'll step in and provide a more delicate hand. Under Gun's orders, Rouge was once Sent to steal the scepter of sandwiches? That would have been funny. Probably the scepter of darkness, if I had to guess. Because you can't really have a scepter of speed or style, but definitely scepter of darkness. Honestly, it would have been scepter of sandwiches. Yeah, because that's right. Oh, Chao! Gender NA. Oh, cool. They even have a section dedicated to the Chao. Chao are some of the most beloved critters in the whole world. I love these little guys. I mean, come on, look at their sweet faces. Chao look and act differently depending on how they are treated. You can pet and feed Chao. You can even breed Chao. If you treat your Chao poorly, they will disappear. Shh! Don't let Cheese hear you. You can reincarnate Chao by treating them well. They adopt the behaviors of animals they spend time with. Chao are awesome! The places where Chao are raised are called... Oh yeah, Chao Gardens. That makes sense. Chao Villages would make sense too. Of course. Stupid genius supervillain. Dr. Eggman! AKA Robotnik. Attention, losers, heed my words. It is I, Dr. Ivo Eggman Robotnik. Corpulent, significant, scientific genius and sworn enemy of Sonic. Whether building a mechanical army by turning cuddly animals into deadly robots or constructing massive machines capable of wreaking havoc on an unsuspecting populace, I've been nipping at Sonic's speedy heels since the very beginning. One day I will achieve my goals. I just don't know when. My grandfather, Professor Gerald Robotnik, dedicated his life to helping mankind. And look what it got him. Nothing. Oh, cruel world. Not even the creator of Project Shadow could find any happiness. I'll learn from his tragic mistakes, and one day I'll finally build my marvelous Eggman land while reign as supreme ruler. Yeah, I think this was made before Sonic Colors, because obviously he says, he's like, oh, one day I'll finally build Eggman land, but then I think in... Is it Sonic Colors or Unleashed? I think both of those games, actually. Yeah, but turns out in the games, Eggman Land is a zone that does exist. This is easy. What is the name of Eggman's flying fortress? The Egg Carrier. Although I could totally see a vehicle in the Sonic universe being called the Robotnik Copter. Maybe in, like, the 90s or one of the shows. I could totally see the Robotnik Copter being a name. Yeah, the correct answer here is the Egg Carrier. That's easy. Here we go. E102 Gamma. Wow, look at the stylized page for him. Anyway. So he doesn't have a gender, of course. Which is weird, because a lot of people refer to him as a he. Or refer to Gamma as a he, which is weird. Huh. Gun-toting fighting machine. Classified document. Aberration detected. Due to enormous willpower and unusually strong bird, Unit E102 Gamma went rogue and betrayed Master Robot Builder Dr. Eggman after meeting female hedgehog Amy Rose. E102 Gamma became self-aware and embarked on a bird rescue mission. Classified document continued. The traitorous Gamma hunted down and destroyed his brothers, but was fatally damaged in a climactic battle with E101 Beta. E102 Gamma was destroyed. The location of the bird that was once inside Gamma is currently unknown. Oh yeah. It never was I don't really know where that bird went. What color was the little bird trapped inside E102 Gamma? I think it was it... I think it was blue... Wait. I actually want to get this one right, because I know. I think it was blue, maybe? Maybe. It was either blue or white. Anyway. Big the cat! Feline fisherman. Froggy, is that you? I hope you haven't eaten my lucky charm, the yellow chaos emerald again. I'm Big the cat, a happy fisherman cat. I spend most of my time hanging out in the mystic ruins. But when Froggy the frog hops off, I'll travel all over the world to find him. Like most cats, I love fish. I'd be happy sitting and fishing all day long. One time I teamed up with Amy and Cream to find Froggy and Cheese's twin, Chocolate. Well, okay. Looks like I found one of the answers in the Cream question about who is Cheese's sibling. Okay, then. Chocola. Wow. I mean, I did say B or C, so anyway. I'd rather not fight anybody, but I'll do what I need to do to keep Froggy out of trouble. I may not be the brightest cat in the world, but I love my Froggy, and I'd do anything to help him. Big, Amy, and Cream the Rabbit make up what adventuring squad? Team Rose! Makes sense. Whoa! Oh my goodness, look at this stylized page. Okay, so here's how this is going to work. I'm going to pull back. Let y'all read. There we go. Let y'all read this. You can pause the video to read the stats of Jet, Wave, and Storm. Okay, and then I'm going to read Jet and Wave's dialogue over here. Are you a fellow rider? I'm Jet, along with my mates Wave the Swallow and Storm the Albatross. We are the Babylon Rouges, a group of treasure-minded spelunkers who have been around in one form or another since ancient times. We've been known to work with anyone who could lead us to treasure, even Dr. Eggman. I'm happy to go toe-to-talon with Sonic any day of the week. He'd better watch out. We are the masters of extreme gear. We can zoom faster than anyone out there. Who's Sonic? Sounds like a slow name. We are fast. We are cool. We are the Babylon Rouges. What the Sonic's not slow name at all. In fact, the word Sonic is like super duper fast. Anyway, each member of the Babylon Rouges is a descendant of what? Well, that's easy. The title kind of gave it away. B. That's easy. Ah, Chaos. Mutated. Of course all this is unknown, and its status dangerous. That's interesting, though. I never thought Chaos was mutated. Interesting. Pfft. Not this bozo. Shouldn't you be frowning, Sonic? Not this bozo. When Dr. Eggman broke the Master Emerald, Chaos awoke. At first, he kind of looked like when you squeeze a tube of toothpaste into the sink, but every time I faced him, he absorbed another Chaos Emerald, making Chaos stronger and stronger. After collecting the 7th and final Emerald, Chaos became perfect Chaos, a nearly unbeatable monster, but thanks to me and my friends, we put a stop to him and Dr. Eggman. How did Sonic finally defeat Chaos? Well, that's easy. C. That's what you do in most of the games. Oh, here we go. The Steel Nemesis. Okay, then. Oh, what? Oh, they do mention the word badnik. I thought that word was, like, non-existent now. You never hear that word nowadays. Most of the time it's the word robot, which makes sense. Cool that badnik's there, and the Steel Nemesis. So now I know what Metal Sonic's surname is. Anyways, behold my creation, Metal Sonic. Superior to that foolish flesh-and-blood hedgehog in every way. Metal Sonic's electrical attacks stuns and obliterate any who cross him. Can Sonic make that claim? Ha ha ha, I think not. My creation can run as fast and jump as high as Sonic. Some warn me that my masterpiece creation may one day betray me, but I don't think I have anything to worry about. Sonic Heroes. Anyway, after copying the powers of Sonic and his friends, what was Metal Sonic's final powerful form? And speaking of Sonic Heroes, it was A, Metal Overlord. Oh, stories? Oh, okay, this goes through the games, gotcha. It all started when I spotted the station square police in a shootout with a weirdo water monster that turned out to be Chaos, an unbelievably powerful ancient creature made of pure Chaos energy. I ended up in a race against Dr. Eggman to collect the Chaos Emeralds so he couldn't feed them to Chaos, but I failed and Chaos became perfect Chaos. Only by calling upon my friends for aid could I return the Chaos Emeralds to normal. I transformed into Super Sonic and defeated Chaos. At least that answers the last question. Sonic Adventure 2. It says the game names was this. So that was SA1. Here's Sonic Adventure 2. Not long after that, the military came after me, and I had just saved the world. Turns out, Shadow had stolen a Chaos Emerald, and they thought he was me. I don't know how they could have mixed up his grumpy face with mine. Okay, that was funny. Tails, Knuckles, Amy, and I had to scoop up all the emeralds we could. Then Eggman threatened to blow everything up with the Eclipse Cannon, but I put a stop to Eggman, Shadow, and the cannon. You know, the usual. I wonder what the next game is. Is that Sonic... Oh, Advanced. Cool. Ever been to the moon? One time when we chased Eggman to the X-Zone, he ran unhidden top of the moon, only by turning into Super Sonic could I stop him, but I did. The next time Eggman tried to make a robot army, he kidnapped Tails and Knuckles. Luckily, Cheese and I were there to help Sonic out. Sonic attacked Eggman's Egg Utopia space station, where he rescued his friends, saved my mom Vanilla, and won the battle. Sonic Heroes! Yes! To defeat Metal Overlord, our teams of heroes need to work together. Team Sonic, Team Rose, Team Dark, Team Chaotix. Love the stylized section they went with here for Sonic Heroes. Sonic... Oh, Rush. During one of Sonic's adventures, I made my grand entrance, arriving from another dimension of pursuit of the 7 Soul Emeralds, which were stolen by Dr. Eggman. I worked with Sonic and Cream to get the emeralds back, but in the end I transformed into a burning blaze to defeat Dr. Eggman and his counterpart Eggman Nega. The jeweled scepter went missing. Oh dear. Anyway. And in our quest to find it, I built a sailboat called the Ocean Tornado, a water bike called the Wave Cyclone, a hovercraft, a submarine, and a subterranean drill called the Magma Hurricane. Jesus, Tails! How many vehicles do you need? Oh, I missed a part. When Blaze shows up, I build my very best. Okay, ignore the fact I read this backwards. I kind of read that backwards. Oops. So yeah, I kind of read that part backwards, but you get the idea. Sonic says he'll do his very best, and then Tails builds the vehicles for him to do that very best. Anyway, Sonic Colors. Eggman said he turned over a new leaf and opened his amazing interstellar amusement park to make amends for his bad behavior. But I know that was too good to be true. Tails and I learned that Eggman was really using the amusement park as a front to harvest the power of the local aliens called Wisps. But we freed the planets Eggman had captured and saved the Wisps. 5 planets imprisoned by the Egg Mecha made up Dr. Eggman's incredible interstellar amusement park. Eggman's ultra-accelerating space elevator carried people to and from the surface of our planet. The park was destroyed when one of Eggman's weapons made a black hole. Whoops. Oh, here we go, my childhood Sonic generations. Can't a hedgehog celebrate his own birthday in peace? There I was, minding my own business, when this freaky thing known as the Time Eater... or freaky being, excuse me, known as the Time Eater showed up and transported all my friends to different points in my past. I ended up in white space, where I had to revisit past adventures, sound familiar, and collect the Chaos Emeralds. Only by collecting the emeralds could I save my friends. Along the way, I met this little guy who looked just like me, but he actually came from another dimension. Yes, grew up with Sonic Generations. Oh, they tell you all the zones from the game. Cool. Oh my god, this is taking me back. Okay, Green Hill, Chemical Plant, Seaside Hill, Sky Sanctuary. Oh no, I read that backwards. Wait, no, I think I'm supposed to read that backwards. Hold on, let me do that again. Green Hill, Chemical Plant, Sky Sanctuary, Seaside Hill. Oh, what? They don't have all of them in there. Well, that's kind of a shame. They go through all that trouble to do that, and then they don't have the rest in there. Really? Anyway. Sonic Lost World. There we go, but my finger was covering up the D. When Eggman shot down the tornado over the floating continent called Lost Hex, Tails and I had to rescue some helpless animals. Unfortunately, the Deadly Six had other plans. The Deadly Six were some real nasty demons that Eggman enslaved with a magical seashell called the... Cacphonus Conch, I think is how you pronounce that. The Mad Doctor's master plan was to use the extractor to slurp up all the energy from our planet. When we defeated the Deadly Six, and Tails hacked the extractor to undo what Eggman had done, we had won the day once again. The Deadly Six, Zavok, the leader, Zaz, the crazy one, Xena, the feisty one. Is it Zeke? Or Master Zeke? No, Master Zilk. My bad, not Zeke. Master Zilk, teacher of Zavok. Zamanom. Wait, no. Yeah, Zamanom. That's funny. The hungry one. And Zor, the sneaky one. I love how they're all Z's. That kind of reminds me of the Z stacks from Tugs. Sonic and the Secret Rings. How they're all named Z's like that. Kind of like the... Oh, hold on. Kind of like the Deadly... Yeah, the Deadly Six. That kind of reminds me of the Z stacks from Tugs. Anyway. I've always had a thing for picking up golden rings... But when I picked up this one ring, a genie named Sahara popped out, one of the Arabian Nights world. In Sahara's world, a nasty creep named Erasure Din was stealing the power of the Arabian Nights in an attempt to invade the real world. To make matters worse, a Razor Din shot me with a flaming arrow. My life force would have been snuffed out unless I could bring Erasure the 7 world rings, so I set out to find them. I fought genies, giant scorpions, and zombies. I met Al-Baba and Sinbad. I battled across the land. When Erasure transformed into the Alflayla, I'm just gonna say Alflayla, I thought I was done for. But I transformed into Darkspine Sonic and defeated the Djinn. It was sure a heck of an adventure. I still have sand in my shoes. It's funny. Sonic and the Black Knight. I was always a fan of the storybooks about King Arthur, but I never thought I'd get swept up in the adventure. Merlin's granddaughter, Merlinda, summoned me to Camelot to rescue her from the Black Knight's army. The Black Knight was secretly King Arthur, who had been corrupted. He still held the scabbard of Excalibur, which made him immortal. I had to train in swordsmanship to face my opponents, and a smug talking sword helped me do it. Yes, that is so true. Sonic Unleashed. I was facing Eggman on his flagship in one of our biggest, most epic battles yet, when I turned into Super Sonic to finish the job, but Eggman had other plans. He used the Chaos Energy Cannon to trap me, split up our planet in half, and wake up Dark Gaia, who was one nasty dude. Using the Chaos Emeralds, Eggman transformed me into a werehog, an enormous, snarling, hairy version of myself. In this form, I met Chip, who turned out to be the White Gaia and helped me on my adventure. Oh yeah, I forgot. The temple. The temple god. I think that's what that is. Oh, hold on. It says up here. In the end, Chip used the Gaia temples to turn into Gaia Colossus, who actually stood a chance against the perfect Dark Gaia. With Dark Gaia defeated, Chip flung us back to the surface where we are safe. Gaia Colossus. That is such a cool concept. Using, like, all the different temples to turn into again, Gaia Colossus. That is such a cool idea. Yes! Sonic and All-Stars Racing transform. After Sonic and All-Stars Racing transform. There we go. After all that action, how about a trip to the showroom floor? That's funny. It's cool they have a little section dedicated for this game. That is straight up just the... First off, that's a PNG of Sonic, I know that. I think that's from Sonic Adventure or X? Probably Adventure. This is just the straight-up promo image for the game. Yeah, this is just straight up the promo image, and I think that image of Robotnik there might be taken from probably another promo image, a cutscene, or maybe the character select screen? No, not the character select screen. Maybe... I don't know. I don't know where that image is taken from, but I definitely know where this is taken from. Anyways, the end. Wait, where do I start? We have been having adventures for a long time, haven't we? I lost count of how long, and yep, we sure have met a lot of great friends, too. Yeah, and not so friendly enemies. After all of that, what are you going to do, Sonic? Have a snack, of course. Of course you'd say that. Here's all the end. Here are all the characters. And speaking of the end... Oh, never mind. It gives all the answers. Hold on, did I get any of these wrong? Okay, I got that one wrong. Oh, I think I got this one wrong, too. Oh, I did get the one for Amy right. B! Yes! Oh, and I did get that one right, too, for Vector. He was their client. Oh, yep, I got Blaze's right, too. Got the Chao right. Yay. Oh, and by the way, these include actual stickers, the characters, so it's a sticker book. I don't think I'm gonna use these at all, but I just thought that looked interesting. Anyway, oh, and finally, here's what the back says. Alright, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Talk to y'all later.